What's going on, guys? I wanted to do another video, but I did not want to do something like this. I literally just got saw confirmation of Krypton online. Didn't think this would be ending the way it did. Uh, they're not. I don't think they've gone into specifics on why it has ended at this point in time. I was actually going to be doing a review of season two, but I don't see a point as of right now. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about that while I'm talking about this as well. There will be spoilers, of course, within season two. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the show as a whole as well. Uh, this is the third show of DC that has not been able to stand on its own. For whatever reason, Constantine was on NBC, did not work out, as we all know. Swamp Thing got scrapped before it even hit the air because of funding, and then now Sci-Fi decided to scrape Krypton. And to my knowledge, Krypton was doing good. Now, yes, everybody's like, "Oh, it sucked. It had crappy writing. It had crappy directing." Okay, the show wasn't perfect. They had issues. Believe me, they had issues, and I'm gonna talk about that here in a few minutes. But they could have done something with the way it ended, with Lobo teaming up with Cell. They could have done something with that. Leaving, having Brainiac still in there. They could have done something. How they just how they left everything on a huge cliffhanger. And that's what it seems like it normally happens every time when it gets really good. And I was like, wow, man, I can't wait for next season. It's going to be really interesting. But there was some things in the show that was kind of going like, just move on. But a lot of the issues that the show had was a mix between they made some of the characters not the way they should because of it seemed like to me they were doing a lot of things like Lobo. They made Lobo look like a weird punk. They really did. But just by the way he was coming across, just made him seem to be a weird person. Very out there. Did not know what he just one of those freaks or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I know Lobo is kind of weird and quirky and a smartass and everything like that, but I'm like, no. Doomsday, they didn't have enough Doomsday in there. They did a better Doomsday with this one than they did in the Batman v Superman movie. This is the only live action Doomsday that they did good on. Now, let's talk about the other characters. Zod, I could not wait till they got rid of Zod. Zod was a pain in the ass. He was nothing but a crybaby with mommy and daddy issues. Trying to say, "Oh, save Krypton," and it was annoying throughout the entire season. So I'm glad that got rid of. Lighter, I'm glad that she got her head out of her ass because of her being up Zod's, and turned out okay, yeah, she had a clone, and I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. So I'm finally glad she got her head out of her ass and out of Zod's. Then Seg, I'm glad that he actually started to grow a pair and actually started to become a hero of sorts, and that's what it was doing. It was building up. And these other characters, with Jaina Zod, I'm like, okay, she's getting her redemption. Same thing with Dev. He was trying to look for his redemption. With Kim as well. Nisa doing the same thing. With Val, with just all of them, they were wanting to do something that we all wanted to see. That every single one of us was seeing character development, which they do a good job on, and then at the same time, we were wanting better. And I don't believe that the writing was that bad. I just think they made Brainiac too powerful than what he should be. They it seemed like to me they wanted to try to have the females almost try to be like a Mary Sue. Out of my opinion, they did do that a couple times, and I'm like, dude, that don't make no sense. Like what they did with Lighter, or especially with the female Zods, and I'm like really? But then at the same time, it's like they would do that and then they bring it down. I'm like, okay, cool. Don't it's like it's fine having power whether you're male or female. It is perfectly fine, but don't like jerk them off to freaking do that crap. And that's what they did with Brainiac as well. And I'm like, dude, we all know Brainiac's powerful, but don't jerk him off making him so freaking powerful. It was ridiculous. And then they did the same thing with these other characters. And I hate when they put that in the writing. I'm just like, dude, why? And then they did it with Zod. And I'm like, dude, Zod ain't as powerful as everyone thinks. Zod can easily have his ass kicked if someone goes up against him. Now, Zed could have done it, but he didn't go full out. And then, of course, Lighter got in there and helped him. And then we got to see Doomsday a little bit. But honestly, the way they did Doomsday's origin, I liked. And also them bringing Doomsday the way they did. Leaving the cliffhanger with Doomsday, I enjoyed that. Same thing with Brainiac. Putting Zod under that hallucination. And just all the things that they did to lead up to the end of the season was perfectly fine. But at the same time, I do think that Krypton does need to go on to another network, possibly Netflix, Hulu, CW even, or FX or something, because there's so many people are on the Marvel train right now. And I'm going to be doing another video on possibly that with Disney. I'm going to be doing it at some point. I just want to let you guys know that in advance. But also, I do believe that DC needs to watch what shows they put onto a network, because it seems it's either writing, the network they're on, or funding. That is one of the three problems. While they cannot have a good, not a good show, but a show that is DC on a network. And I'm waiting for the same thing to happen with other shows we've been seeing, such as Titans. And I'm surprised even Gotham stayed as long as it did. And I'm really hoping that they somehow save Krypton. I am not the biggest Superman fan. I do enjoy Superman. The prequel, I was like a little like, let's see how this is. And I got into it. And I was really happy that we got to see the development of how Krypton was before, of course, Superman's era. Before he left Krypton, exploded the whole source. And I'm really hoping that we got to see more of what we did get to see in Krypton. But I do firmly believe it was either some. I don't know the whole full story, guys. I'm going to have to look further more into it. I'm just going on what I've seen so far. I did not see nothing confirmed on why it was canceled. They're saying possibly due to ratings, writing, directing, all this kind of stuff. It could be one of three. I did not see something. So if I did miss something, please let me know in the comments. This is me just kind of getting out my feelings towards it, trying to provide you guys with whatever information I possibly can as well, due to it just seems like they're wanting to scrape a lot of shows that have not began to fully expand to provide us with entertainment. And I do firmly believe that's what's happening. But I just think Krypton, yes, Krypton has issues. Every show has its issues. It could have been resolved. It could have been improved. And it was improving, slowly but sure. There was times it was slow. And I'm like, okay, let's just keep going. Like some of the stuff with Lobo, some of the stuff with Brainiac, it got boring. And I'm just like, okay, but I dealt with it. And it's just sometimes that does happen with shows. But without further ado, guys, let me know your thoughts about Krypton ending. Did you enjoy Season 1, Season 2? This is just about Krypton, so don't try to put like Flash, Arrow, or Supergirl, or anything else in there right now. This is just about Krypton, so just try to stay within that regimen if you would. I'd like to know your thoughts about why you think Krypton should have been canceled, or why you agree with it was canceled. Do you think it deserves to go on another network, or do you think it should be saved? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts once again. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Links down below, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.